My goal was to make the teachers' lives easier. And that's non trivial. So we talked to thousands of teachers and found their pain points. Too many reports, hard to get the data into the system in the first place. I don't know how to make these nice graphs that I need. By the way, I barely have time ever to go home to my own kids. How do I communicate this to parents and so forth? Each one of those pain points, and there are more, um, we address directly in the software. This is software, it's also philosophy and the neuroscience underneath it. But at the core, we make it extremely easy with a single click to record a data event. Every goal can be turned into a yes no question through our rubric for event by event data logging. And when the teacher clicks that button, big shiny button, everything else goes with it: the time, the date, the classroom, the student, their name, etc. You don't need to write that stuff down. You just write down whether the person performed that task. Easy, single button. Now that data point joins the rest of the data points in an ongoing chart. So you flip over to the charts, you see exactly what's going on, updated to the moment. You want to clip out a sentence that summarizes the progress, send that to the parent. That's updated in the moment. The computer does the algorithmic work. It makes the charts. It does all the calculation for you. What you do, or what the teacher does out there on the front lines, while kids are escalating, while it's noisy, while everything's going on, single button click. And then when they want to send a report home, click for a PDF that gives you pages and pages and pages of nicely formatted data and charts, so that that other part about, gosh, calculating everything, grabbing the pieces of paper, entering into a spreadsheet at the end of the quarter, you don't have to do that. It's done for you. You can do your work as an educator. On the left, I have students, and on the right, I have goals for the selected student. That makes sense. So I switch students and I get different goals. Those are that student's goals, and I see all of them. If I make my screen a little bigger, there's a few hiding down there, but it's pretty easy to see. This can be on a tablet, on a desktop, a laptop, anything that can run a web browser. And again, I flip students, see different goals. They have a different color scheme and different icons, and I know what is where. So I remember, oh, yeah, that goal there, that's one we got to work on. Okay. And I've been using this demo account for a little bit. So several of these goals are completed. Um, but you see these red ticks here. It's just a reminder. Oh, I haven't logged that goal this week. Okay, got to do that. Other ones I'm completed, fine. I don't need to deploy my time as the educator there, and student is doing well on that. Okay, so now the fundamental thing, each tile is a goal, each goal is a tile. This tile I can click anywhere, meaning left hand out of the corner of my eye while one kiddo is biting me, I can still do it. So I click and it turns it into a binary decision. Did Maya perform the task this time? Yes, no. And then I get a response and now I'm done. So the task. So then the task is not, you know, do math and get an 80%. That's the goal. You break it down into each event and the computer decides whether it's 80%. They don't need to guesstimate that and they don't need to scurry to get it done near the end of the reporting period. Realistically, sometimes, yeah, guesstimating. This is moment by moment events. So you'll notice that now that I logged that one, I got the green check because I've logged it during this assessment period. But the red one I haven't. I'm gonna give a no, and that's done. Okay, so my percentage has come down a little bit there. I give it, it's down to 75. I give another one, and now it's down to 66%. You see, it's a running average. If I were to get to the end of the week, because this is a goal based on weeks, then it will say, where are you? Are you above threshold or below? And it'll automatically add an increment over the other little slider, which is progress toward the observation periods. Each one of these goals, as I move over it, you see that the flap comes down. That's where the criteria are. So this is 4 out of 5 times over 2 out of 4 weeks, right? This
Mhm.
one is 80% of opportunities across 3 consecutive weeks. Those consecutive goals are a doozy, right? One one falter and shoots and
Yeah.
ladders back to 0, right? So all of these are customizable. Every goal out there fits into our rubric. So we have behavioral and performance and uh, academic goals, everything. It's up to the teacher, but everything fits. Okay. So when I've entered these things, now I've been clicking on this little done button, but I also can click over here and add to it. Something big happened today. I want to get a picture of that. I want to get a video of that. If I have consent from that parent, then I can do that. And this thing will check, make sure you get consent, or it won't allow you to do it. Um, so I can do this, and here I am doubly, see me waving. Okay, yeah, there. I just
Mm.
took that picture. That's part of the record. The time, place, who I am, etc. That's all in there. Who I am, meaning the teacher. Um, it's all in the data record. I don't have to write it down. I want to add some more. Actually, want to write a note. Okay, I've written a note, and I can even, yeah. So I'm done. So that the data are logged. Now, do I have to wait to the end of the reporting period to tally up my data? Obviously not, but generally you would. Here's a progress summary. I get a ton of visually presented information that I can quickly visually understand. I want to go, I can go goal by goal with this chart. It's a dynamic chart. I can click and get
Oh,
rid of that goal. I can get rid of that goal. Um, right? So it's a dynamic chart, and the data points I just added are part of it. And for instance, here is that one we just did, hand raising. Yes. Let's click on the note. I'm happy to be talking to Phyllis. Click on the picture, my silly picture. Um, and all the metadata, right? So the date and time and all the other things. And then, by the way, there's this, if there are other annotations, I can look there and get them. So you can see it all in one place. Come reporting time, let's say I write a note, but I also record a video of myself saying, here's what happened today. Here's why it was a tough day. Here's why it was a great day. This wasn't a breakthrough. Um, or a video of a behavior to seek consult later, or whatever I want. It's all privacy insured, platform is all encrypted, etc. But I get that ability, and it's real time, right? And I can see these charts going, hopefully up. And if not, I know where to concentrate effort. Come report time, I want to save or print out data. I just do that, click the button, and I'll get a full, essentially, report for that student. So, I mean, your final report's going to have some boilerplate template stuff um, for that district. But this is printing out. You see, it's 26 pages. This is a demo student with a lot of data, and I get that. It'll get emailed to me, and it'll download directly here. There's 3 levels of prompting. There are these particulate reinforcement. I switch from red to green. These sliders on the right, that
mhm.
tells me my progress, how the student is doing. So all the vertical ones are the students, and all the horizontal relate to the teacher. So up at the top, it says this week you've logged 3 out of 12 goals, and today you've logged 3, because that's, you just open this account up after a little while. As I go along, the student, so there's 0 goals logged for the student. I see this horizontal slider. This one got 3. So I'm constantly getting reinforcements. I get summaries of the goals and where they are on them. I see these temporal.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get there? You're at 40%, but if you've been hovering at 40%, did you go up and then come down after vacation or after, there are different things that happen, every 2 weeks, the kid might slip back. What's that? Well, that's the weekend, with dad. So there's just many different possibilities. And then These are summaries again of goals. And then these are kind of cool. This is auto-generated sentences, and I can click and drag to copy. And on the interface, there's a button to copy to the um, to your clipboard, and it's the entire goal written out perfectly and compliantly with the data slotted in. The goal has the 3 out of 4 recent blah blah blah, but um, it says how many times that's actually happened for this student. And yeah, so this was 100% completion goal because it's already done. And then here's one that's at 0%, and so forth. So I have right away have something I can slot into an email or in the report. It's done for me. And then there's the charting, and then goes goal by goal and gives a detailed chart. And then anything like these images uh, and like thumbnails of the videos, as well as any text notes, they all get in there. And then the actual like line by line data. We don't do pages and pages of that because it'd be overwhelming, but they get the basic. And you'll notice there's a visual psychology to the color schemes and the size and shape of everything. Built all that in so that when I look here, I'm not going through drop down menus and some old antiquated software. I see it and feel it. And there's a look and feel that's like a bit, classroom like, a little bit not childlike, but it's takes time to get to simplicity without being simplistic.